guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ego and this is Love Ego. So today's video is another DIY video and I'm going to be turning a pair of pants into a mini ruffle skirt. So I'm going to be showing you how to transform a pair of pants into a ruffle skirt, but that is optional because if you want, you can just turn your pair of pants into a regular skirt, but I decided to use the rest of the fabric to make ruffles because I don't know, I could. So yeah, let's get straight into the video. So the first thing you're going to need is of course your pants. You're also going to need some pins. You're going to need a chalk or some form of fabric marker. You're also going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need a tape measure or ruler. Yeah, I didn't add ruler, but you're going to need a ruler as well. You're also going to need a seam ripper. That's what we're going to be using to rip our stitches open. So to make the skirt, the first thing I'm doing is I'm folding my pants in half and taking note of just how long I want the skirt to be, and then I'm just going to mark the point where you want your skirt to end, and cut the bottom of the pants off. So just cut off the excess. Then I'm going to go ahead and cut along the inner seams using a pair of scissors. That is the inner sewn section of the pants that has been interlocked to prevent the edges from fraying. So I'm going to cut along that part first, and that will make it easier for me to use a seam ripper on the stitches. As you're using your seam ripper, you want to make sure that you're ripping very gently so that you don't snag your pants or accidentally rip them apart. So I'm just going ahead and I'm ripping all the way to the bottom of the zipper in front, and at the back of the pants I'm going to rip the seams until the flaps can lay flat on each other. So now that we've ripped all those seams open, the next thing I'm going to do is turn the skirt inside out and then flip the skirt so that the zipper is on one end. I think that's your right side, which is my left side. So just put it so that the open ends are on the sides, and then I'm just going to go ahead and align the seams so that everything is nice and even on both sides. I actually decided to use pins to hold the centers together so that the pants won't move when I work, because you want to make sure that everything that you're sewing is correct and they are like stitched correctly. So once everything is aligned, I'm just going to draw straight lines on both sides and pin along them. Then I will sew them both down. Now the reason why I can do this and just sew straight lines is because the skirt, well, the pants themselves, the fabric is made from stretchy material. If you're using non-stretchy material, then I would advise that you work with pants that are a little bigger, or pin your skirt down with a slight flare so that you have enough room to move your legs. But I'm working with stretchy fabric, so I can do this. So now I've aligned the sides, I've pinned them. I'm just going to go ahead and sew them together. So once everything was nice and sewn, I just cut off the excess fabric, and there you have it. We already have the skirt, and like I said at the beginning, you can absolutely stop here and just hem the bottom piece of the skirt if you want, but I decided to add ruffles to it. So that's the next thing I'm going to do, is to work on the ruffles. Okay guys, so one of the most popular ways to make ruffles quick and easy is to cut out a rectangle and then sew the rectangle with the loose stitch or gather it. So the gathering is what gives you the ruffled effect. But because I'm working with pants and tight pants which aren't really that long, I don't think I will have enough fabric at the bottom of the pants to make into a rectangle that would be long enough to give me a ruffled effect. So I decided to do something else, which is I cut out the pieces of the pants open. Right, I first cut them out open and then I folded both of them together and cut a circle, or cut a round shape out of it. That way when you open it, you will see that the ruffled effect, without even gathering the skirt, you can see that the ruffled effect will begin to form already. It's kind of like how you cut the pattern for a circle skirt. Once you cut the circle out of the fabric on its own without you having to gather it or having to cut a really long rectangle, you will get your ruffled effect. So that's what I decided to do. And I actually ended up having enough of the fabric to the point where I actually had to gather it again. So my ruffled effect was even ended up being even more pronounced, if that makes sense. So after cutting out the ruffles, I'm just going to go ahead and hem the bottom of the ruffles themselves, right? Because you want to hem those ends. And once the bottom of the ruffles are hemmed, you can now take the ruffles, measure or mark how you want the ruffle to be formed around your skirt, and just place the ruffle, pin the ruffle to your skirt. And first I measured how and where I wanted the ruffle effect to be on the skirt, and then I picked a point as the beginning and pinned the ruffles with the right side facing the skirt, pinned it all the way down exactly where I wanted it to be, which is across the front of the skirt and around the bottom hem of the skirt. So I just pinned it around all the way from beginning to the end, and then I went ahead and I sewed it. So once you pin the ruffles on the skirt is ready. That is it, you guys. You can just go ahead and iron your skirt. Is ready to be worn. I really hope you liked this video. I hope it was easy enough to follow. And if you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get first dibs on all of my YouTube content. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.